Hello, thespians far and wide. Welcome to my class, The Business of Acting. I'm Caroline. I'll be your host. Let's dive right into the boosiness of acting. It's not really boosiness. I just say it like that because I think the word business looks kind of funny. Since we're talking about the business of acting today, I thought it only appropriate to teach the class from my dressing room where I am currently doing a show. This is where I get ready every day, so I thought I would do it from right here. I always think it's interesting to see what people have on their dressing room tables, so I'm just sharing with you guys my station right now. Hello! This is where I get ready for the show every single day. This is not my hair. Carrie wears this wig in the show, and I share this station with her, so that's her name, that's Carrie, that's how you know that's her station. And here's me, Caroline Clay. That's not my picture, though. That's just the poster for the show. But that's how I know that I sit here. I got my makeup wipes, my Purell because it's, crazy pandemic times right now. Water bottle, so I always stay hydrated. Here's my script in case I need to look over my lines. It's never too late and you're never too comfortable with a show to continue to look over your lines. So I keep that here with me in case I need it. My Baby Yoda backpack that I carry everything around in, some hairspray, some Lysol spray. This stuff is really good if your costumes start to smell a little funky, but you don't want to just keep doing laundry all the time. And especially because we sometimes do like 8-9 shows a week, it really comes in handy. Just like a hairbrush and my scrunchie. This is some facial spray, like moisturizer. You can just get it at Ulta if you like this kind of stuff, and they have all kinds of like scents, but I really like to spray it on myself before or after the show. It just kind of wakes you up a little bit. Dryer sheets are really good to have handy because sometimes your costumes, there's our costumes back there, your costumes can get a little, what's the word? They stick to you, they can cling to you. They get a little static electricity. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's nice to have dryer sheets handy so that you can just kind of wipe yourself down with those. And then finally, oh my gosh, my Listerine Strips. I keep these next to me in almost every show that I do, especially in shows that I have to like be really close up in somebody's face, because when you're on stage sometimes, you don't have your water handy, your mouth can get really dry, and you don't want to be like yelling in someone's face or talking close to someone on stage and like have your breath all nasty. So I keep these really close by. They are also added because they make your breath smell good, but they don't like stay in your mouth a long time like a mint or gum would, and you can't chew gum on stage anyway. So I just keep these by, and sometimes if I run off stage and I feel like I need one, I'll just like put one in my mouth. And it also opens up your sinuses, and I think helps, at least me personally, helps me sing a little bit better and helps me get more air into my lungs. So highly recommend these if you ever need like some mints when you're on stage. Okay, let's dive right into the business of acting. Caroline, what do I do if I want to be a theater professional when I grow up? First thing that you need to understand is that doing theater as a career is a lot different from pretty much any other job you're likely to find. A big reason for that is because artists, which is what we are, performing artists, we go from contract to contract to contract, from job to job to job, and we constantly have to be looking for the next thing. This is not like other jobs where, you get a job as a grocery store manager, and you're there, and that's what you're doing. And if you want, in 5 years, that's probably what you'll still be doing. And 20 years, that's probably what you'll still be doing. And you're going there every week, you know what your job is, and you come home with that paycheck. As an actor, you constantly are changing from job to job to job. Even the most successful actor deals with this. I'm talking about, who's a successful actor? Robert Downey Jr., who plays Iron Man. He is very famous. However, when he's done shooting Iron Man 3, he's got to find the next job. It's constantly changing, constantly moving. So even super successful actors to just starting out actors at the beginning of their career are constantly going from one place to the next, from one job to the next to the next. Some people don't like that. Some people don't want to be constantly looking for a next job. Some people want to have stability and security, and they want to have a job they know they can go to every day and get that regular paycheck coming home every week. If that sounds good to you, go for it. You don't have to go into acting as a professional career to be involved with the arts to appreciate theater. However, if you do want to go into theater as a career, that's what this video is about. If you're a young person and you want to go into theater as a career, you're probably going to hear some variation of this. Oh, you want to major in theater in college? Well, maybe you should have a second major just to, have a backup plan since acting probably won't work out. What? You can't be an actor as a career. That's not a real job. That's way too hard. You're never going to find work. Yeah, it is hard. It's a hard career to go into, and it's probably the most competitive career you will ever find. However, every job is hard. Every job has its own hard. Do you know what I'm saying? And you know what's even harder than being an actor? Getting up every day and going to a job that you don't like because you'd rather be an actor. So you have to choose your hard. Do you know what I'm saying? If you would be fulfilled being a teacher and doing community theater and going and seeing the Tour of Wicked every year, do that, if that's what would make you happy. But if it would only make you happy to do theater as a career, and you're willing to put in that work, and you're willing to always be going to auditions and looking for the next thing, if that's what's going to make you fulfilled, it's very possible to make that a reality. I do it. A lot of people I know do it. You can do it too. It's very possible. There's a lot of ways to make your acting career dreams a reality. We are going to talk about those today. Number 1, majoring in theater or some variation on theater in college. Theater as a college major doesn't give you a lot of room for dilly-dally, doesn't give you a lot of extra time. Like other majors, you go to your classes every day and then you've got the rest of your days free to work on homework. Theater majors or dance majors or musical theater majors or whatever you are, you don't have a ton of extra time because you're not just going to classes like other students are. You're going to classes, then you're going to your private voice lesson, then you're going to dance ensemble auditions, and then that night you're heading to rehearsal for the play that you're in right then. So your time is really filled up. So just be prepared for that. If you want to major in theater in college, just know you're going to be giving up almost the entirety of your days to dedicate to theater. Do I have to be a theater major to participate in theater in college? No, not usually, at least not at most colleges. You also don't have to be a theater major to go into theater as a career once you graduate from college. A lot of people are, science majors, and then they end up liking acting more and they, turn out to be movie stars. Some colleges have musical theater majors. Some of them have only theater majors. Some of them have dance majors. There's all kinds of routes you can take. So if you are of or getting close to graduating age and you're about to go to college and you're thinking, oh, maybe I want to major in theater, maybe I want to minor in theater, definitely ask those questions and look and see what the resources at each school you're looking at are for theater. Just ask questions, if you're touring colleges, and I know things are a little different than usual right now because of COVID, and you may be looking at colleges online and stuff instead of visiting them in person, but just ask people questions, get in touch with one of the theater professors or a student that went there or is currently going there, and just ask them questions about their experience. And I'm sure most people would be happy to talk to you and decide, hey, this kind of sounds like the route I want to take, or maybe this isn't for me after all. College is really expensive. I know that. And I know I'm not your FAFSA lady. However, a lot of colleges, including the one I went to, have what's called a work-study program. And a lot of these are jobs that you can get as a student, and you'll only work maybe 6, 8, 10 hours a week. But a lot of the time, you can get these jobs working in your theater. That's what I did. My sophomore year, junior and senior year, I worked in my college theater as a set painter, and I learned how to paint sets. I learned how to make bricks out of wood. I learned how to make a cobblestone path on the floor with paint, things like that. And they paid me a salary every week. It wasn't much, but it helps to kind of alleviate that money that you have to pay for college, and also gives you more time in the theater, immersing yourself in the art form. And it was definitely beneficial for me. In fact, technical theater jobs are oftentimes a lot easier to get than acting jobs, and a lot of times they pay more too, unless you're a union actor. So if you're interested in, maybe you like acting, but you just really love being in the theater world in general, definitely look into stage management or technical theater, set, lighting, I don't know, costumes, things of that nature. Okay, Caroline, I've gone to college. I have my degree in acting. What now? 2 things you need to book work as an actor at any age. Number 1, you need a good headshot. A good headshot is your ticket to booking work. Your face in your headshot is the first thing that casting directors and directors are going to see about you, and they're going to make some judgments based off of that. Please, if you can, try to get them taken by a professional with a real camera and not just like, oh, my friend took a picture of me up against the brick wall on their phone and I think it looks pretty. It's not really about looking pretty, it's about looking professional. A headshot is not meant to be a glamour photo. You're not supposed to look pretty and alluring in your headshot. You're supposed to look like you. It's supposed to represent who you are as a person and the type of energy that you would bring to a job or a workspace. It's good to have a pretty neutral headshot, and what I mean by that is don't overdo it on your makeup. Just wear whatever type of makeup you would wear every single day. Don't wear any like crazy clothes that would distract from your face, because what you really need to see in your headshot is the energy you and your face is bringing, not some like beaded pretty collar that you've got on with your clothes. Also, don't wear jewelry, don't wear earrings, don't wear necklace in your headshot. You want your headshot to be an accurate reflection of the person that you are, and not the person that you are in jewelry or, you know, fancy hair or fancy outfit, whatever it is. It's also good to have multiple headshots, because depending on the type of job you're going for, you may want to represent a different type of energy, and then multiple headshots can give you that opportunity. Second thing that is going to be your ticket to booking work is a resume. A resume is a nicely organized piece of paper that accurately describes the jobs you've done before related to the job you're going for now. So if I'm auditioning to be an actor, I'm going to give the directors my resume, and it's going to say what plays I've done before, what role I played in that play, and where it was. Anything that you can put on a resume that will give you a leg up in getting the role or getting the part is super accurate and relevant for the directors to know. Get that headshot ready to go, get that resume ready to go, and those plus your super talented self and awesome auditioning skills are your tickets to being an actor professionally. Let me tell you a super hard truth about this industry, and I'm just being honest with you guys like I would want someone to be honest with me if I was your age. If you are a girl or a woman in this industry, you have about 5 or 6 times as much competition as your male counterparts. It is just the truth that there are a lot more females, women and girls, trying to book acting jobs as men. There are maybe 5 times as more. You go to an audition for a show, there will be maybe 50 guys and 500 girls. So, gentlemen, if you are always cast in every show you audition for, or if you always get the role you want, don't let that give you the big head and don't think, oh, I must be the best actor ever. At the same time, ladies, if you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't get cast this time and I thought I was pretty good, or I've never gotten the role that I wanted, and Bob over there always gets to play the prince, he must be way more talented than me. It's not true. You may have seen this tweet before. It's pretty funny. I've always thought it was funny, but it's also pretty true that there's just a lot of ladies trying to be actors, a lot more than there are men. This is not to say that men have it easy in this business and that men have a one-way ticket to success. That's not true. Men have it pretty tough too. But your gender is not something making it harder for you, gentlemen, like it is for the women. And that's just the case. Agents! A lot of people want to talk about agents. It sounds really cool to be like, my agent called, or I've got an agent, or she's got an agent. Sounds like secret agent, like Charlie's Angels. Sounds pretty cool. Basically, having an agent is called being represented in this industry, and that's how it's known. You have representation. Here's how agents work. You hire an agent. This is my agent for today, okay? You hire your agent, Margie. This is Margie. She's my agent, for argument's sake. I, an actor, Caroline, hire Margie to be my agent. I do not pay Margie any money. Agents, real agents, will never ask you to pay them a salary. And if they do, they are fake, okay? Don't let people trick you into giving them money because they say that they're an agent and they can get you on the Disney Channel or something, and then it's not real. You know, a lot of people kind of capitalize on people wanting to be stars, and then sorry, this seems silly with me talking with this mannequin, but they will take advantage of people trying to be stars or trying to get their kids, you know, big on Nickelodeon. So don't let anyone trick you into paying them money because they say that they're an agent. Real agents, like Margie here, will only get paid when you get work. Here's how agents work. Margie books me a commercial. It pays me $1,000. I give 10% of that to Margie. So I would give her $100, math. I would give her $100 and I would keep $900 for myself. That's how agents work. A good agent only gets paid when they get you work. I don't recommend having an agent if you're gonna live somewhere where there's not a ton of acting work. If you are an actor who wants to be based in Los Angeles or New York City or probably Chicago, it's awesome to have an agent because there's acting opportunities every single day there. They're doing TV shows and commercials and theater and movies. However, if you're gonna live in Eastern Kentucky where there's not a ton of work, it's not super great to have an agent because the opportunities for acting are few and far between there, and you don't want to be giving up part of your salary to somebody when you only get so many opportunities anyway, if that makes sense. So that was just like a really quick rundown on agents. If you have more questions about them, feel free to ask me when we do our live session because I would love to dive into it more. Unions! Acting unions. What's that about? Actors unions. There's more than one. I'm not going to dive too deeply into this either because some of you may not care about actors unions. If you don't, feel free to skip past this part. But if you do, we're just going to go over what that means really quickly. Joining an actors union is basically like a club. You are a member of this club once you join, and they look out for you in the sense that all the jobs that you work, they'll make sure that they are of the utmost professionalism and that you never get taken advantage of. You join an actors union, there's more than one. You may want to join the Screen Actors Guild, which is also called SAG, and all the big movie stars and TV stars that you see are a part of SAG. That is a union for people who are actors on camera, and what you do is you pay your union dues. You pay union dues every month. You give them a certain amount of money every single month, and then they'll make sure that every job that you work, whether it's on a movie, on a TV show, on a commercial, whatever, they'll make sure that every job that you work is high quality and that you are being treated professionally. So what does that mean? They'll make sure that you, I don't know, always have your own dressing room. They'll make sure that you don't get paid under a certain amount. They'll make sure that you aren't being asked to do something dangerous or aren't being asked to do something that would make you uncomfortable, stuff like that. There's also the Actors Equity Association. That is the union for people who are on stage. So people on Broadway and people who are doing off-Broadway stuff too, or like people that you see touring with big shows like Phantom of the Opera, Wicked, Lion King, stuff like that. Those people are all in the Actors Equity Union. Like Lin-Manuel Miranda is in Actors Equity. I mean, everyone you've seen who is a major Broadway star is a part of Actors Equity. So what they do is they pay a certain amount of money every month to this union, and that in return, the union guarantees that they get paid the highest salary possible at all of their jobs, that you're always getting the breaks that you need, you know, like a 10-minute break every hour or whatever. Actors Equity will make sure that a director is not asking you to be at the theater for 10 hours straight. You know, there's certain rules, certain guidelines that directors have to follow if they have an actor in the cast that's a member of the Actors Union. There's a lot of benefits to joining the Actors Union, but it can be also kind of a double-edged sword because there's also a lot of disadvantages, especially if you join too early. A non-union worker, or someone who's not in any kind of union, you know, you may be making like $400 a week working in a play that you're doing. However, once you join Actors Equity Association, then they have to pay you, like, I think the minimum now is like $2,000 a week. That sounds amazing. That's so much more money. $2,000 a week. Heck yeah. Why doesn't everybody join the union? I'll tell you why. If you join the union too early, then you go audition for a show and you say, hey, I'm in the union, so you have to pay, if you hire me to be this part, you have to pay me $2,000 a week. And they'll be like, ooh, well, yeah, you're good and we would hire you, except there's this other girl over here that's not in the union and we only have to pay her $400 a week. So we're probably going to go with her to save money so we don't have to give up our whole theater profit to you since you're in the union. Does that make sense? The union is a good thing and it protects actors and makes sure that they are working in super professional settings. However, if you join it too early, it can kind of put your career at a disadvantage because a lot of theaters may not have the ability to pay you what the union demands or to follow all the union guidelines. So that's a quick rundown of unions. If you have more questions about it, I'd be happy to answer them. Just hit me up, or we will talk about it next time when we do a live session Q&A, and I will answer as many questions as you like about actors' unions. Caroline, I don't want to wait till I'm all grown up and out of college to have a theater career professionally. I want to have one now. How do I do it? I'm going to tell you. Take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt because the pandemic has changed a lot of things right now, so things may be a little bit different than usual, but here is how the industry usually works. There are a number of resources online that you can use to book yourself or your child professional acting work right now. Number one is called Actors Access, actorsaccess.com, I think is what it's called. Just Google Actors Access and you'll find it. You go on Actors Access, you create an account for you or your child. And definitely, if you're a minor, let me just say this real quick. If you're a minor, don't do any of this without your parents' permission, and also have them with you when you're submitting for stuff. I just want to make that very clear. Go on Actors Access, create your talent profile. That will be your headshot. You'll upload your special skills and the roles you've had before, your resume, everything like that you'll put into your profile. Then you'll see a list on the website of acting breakdowns separated by region of the country. So like there'll be like a Southwest region for like California and Arizona. There'll be a Northeast region for New York actors and stuff. And then you'll highlight the Southeast region if that's where you are. You will click on that and it will say episode of Mindhunter is being filmed in West Virginia seeking, I don't know, high school age boys for a football scene. And if that's you, if you think that you or your child fits that description, you can click on that and submit your profile to the casting director of Mindhunter. And they'll look at it. If they say, yeah, this looks like who we want, they'll call you and say, come be in our TV show. Or it'll say, Stranger Things. Stranger Things is a good one for the Southeast because they shoot in Georgia. Stranger Things is seeking middle school aged kids with long hair, ages 10 to 14, if you think that sounds like you and you can be in Georgia on the 15th, please submit here. And you submit your headshot, your profile, stuff like that. If they like that, they'll call you and say, hey, yes, we'd like for you to be in the background scene of, you know, the bicycle shot or whatever. Can you be in Atlanta on next weekend or something? And you'll say, sure, or no, whatever you think. You do have to pay $2 every time you submit in Actors Access, but it's just $2, so it's not too bad. And it's really nice because you audition virtually. You don't have to go in person and like do a whole spiel of an audition. You can just submit virtually. Sometimes they'll ask you to send a video. They'll send you like a script and say, hey, can you read this? And they'll ask you to submit a video. If you have to submit a video online, I highly, highly recommend you get a cheap tripod, maybe a tripod with a ring light. That way your camera is steady and you've got nice lighting that you're looking at. It just makes you seem more professional than if, like, you know, mom is trying to hold the camera steady while you read from the script or whatever. There's all kinds of like pretty cheap ones you can get on Amazon, and it'll just give you a leg up and make you look a little bit more professional. Also, just a quick note about video auditions. If you have to submit one, make sure your camera is long ways, not this way, not like this. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, so that's Actors Access. There's another one that's similar to that called Backstage.com. Backstage is a great resource for finding auditions for movies that are shooting near you, commercials, student films, television shows, play auditions, all kinds of stuff will be listed on Backstage.com. As well as there's all kinds of resources on there like how to breathe when you're singing, and articles about, I don't know, Broadway actors who started later in life or whatever. There's all kinds of stuff on Backstage.com. It does cost you to have a Backstage membership. It's different from Actors Access in the sense that you can always have a profile on Actors Access, but it costs you to submit for stuff. On Backstage, it doesn't cost you to, you can submit for whatever you want, but you have to pay, I don't know, $10 a month or something to have an account with them. And once you have that account, you can submit for as many things as you want to on there. So it's just kind of your preference, you know. These websites are really good resources if you're looking for ways to get involved with acting professionally now. Let's talk just briefly about theater acting versus on-camera acting, because they are very different. If you are a person who has always done theater and you've never done any kind of camera work, but you want to be a film actor or a television actor, I highly recommend doing some research on that and taking some classes, because it's very different acting styles on stage as opposed to on camera. The reason for that being, theater acting is designed to be big and showy and highly energetic, because theaters are usually pretty big. So you want the person in the back row of the theater to be able to hear you and to see you. However, on camera is very close, very intimate, and it can pick up any kind of subtle movement. So camera acting is usually a lot smaller, a lot, a lot more toned down, I guess is what I'm saying, than stage acting. I heard a story about Yul Brynner, who you probably won't know who that is, but he was the guy who did The King and I on Broadway for years and years. And he was the king in The King and I. And they booked him to be in the movie of The King and I. And I guess like the first day on set, they were like, action. And he did these like huge movements and was like yelling, and they were like, cut, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm doing the part. And they were like, no, man, like, you've got to be more subtle than that. And he couldn't understand that because he played this role 1,000 times on stage, and he was huge and showy and big, and now he's on camera, so he really has to tone down everything that he's doing.
What was that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry. The voices. I'm kidding. That's not what they really said.
So I hope that this has been a really helpful, like, crash course in what it's like to be a theater professional. We've really only scratched the surface of what it's like to do this as a career, but I wanted to kind of touch a little bit on everything and then put it out there for you guys to watch soon, and we'll post it when we're going to do it. I would like to have a live Q&A session with not only PAC students, but also their parents if they want to join. It's totally optional. Don't have to come if you don't want to. But I'd love to have a live session where we can all talk virtually, and you can ask me as many questions as you like about what it's like to do this as a career, or what it's like to major in theater in college, or what it's like to get a job on stage, things like that. You can ask me as many questions as you want, both kiddos and parents alike, and I will answer them live to the best of my ability. Be watching this video, and if there's something I didn't answer or something you'd like to discuss more, think about that and have it marinating in your brain. Maybe write it down if you want to. And then you can ask me those questions when we do the live session. I hope that that will be really helpful for you guys. I hope this video has been super helpful. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Till we see each other live, please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.